50 years of being in the business. I mean, he's just been pretty unwavering with his blueprint of just treating everyone, no matter who it is, treat them well. You know, unless you absolutely have a reason not to, but have to be proved wrong on that. But I mean, he's just like overall. I mean, he's just always been very present.
As most folks know, the hospitality business is not an easy business to get into or to sustain your business in. And the fact that he has been operating and owning a bar to a sports bar and grill for 50 years, I think is exceptional.
Tiger's getting this honor because he's a people person, and people go to his place and have fun because he's a fun person, and that's why he's been around so long. He does have a commitment to good service and good food, but more than that, it's just a fun experience to go there.
That's what Tiger Tom's is all about, is its customers. My dad is in there every day at the peak times of the day to meet and greet his customers, and they mean so much to him.
I mean, it just kind of all starts with how you treat the people in there and give them a reason to keep coming back, and then you know you never want to take for granted that they're still going to come back every day or once a week or whatever it is. You just want to make sure that you always have something to present to make them realize that they're in the right place.
My dad's community commitment is huge. His generosity far exceeds his means as far as it's just disproportionate to his needs. He doesn't turn down an opportunity to support any youth athletic team, any school function, any church function. Anybody who comes to my dad and asks for support, he goes above and beyond. I think a good example of that too is when he first opened Tiger Tom's about 42 years ago. Marion High School, the community partner right around the corner, actively lobbied against his liquor license. And to this, and then we look at ourselves right now, and he's an inductee in their Hall of Fame. When people ask about my dad's being inducted in the Hall of Fame, I think, given that it's the Omaha Hospitality Hall of Fame, I think Tiger Tom is synonymous with hospitality. I mean, there's nobody that doesn't feel welcome in his bar. There's nobody that doesn't feel like he's there for them and is there to bring a little bright spot to their day.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome 2018 Omaha Hospitality Hall of Fame inductee, Tiger Tom Lynch.
One thing about going fourth, you're always a home run hitter. They expect you to hit the home run to get the hell out of there. So I'm going to try to keep my speech a little short and to the point. It's been a great run for me in the bar business. I've been in it 50 years this year. I go pick up my liquor license this week and go down to see Carmen. Probably about the last time I go down there. I'm going to send my son after this all the time, but he's going to be able to be doing a lot more of it, and it's been a great run. There's a lot of people I'd like to just kind of go over a little bit. I got some people from out of town that surprised me. I get a lot of my cooks that used to work for me, and they're all around here somewhere. Katie Sirkovich, Jim Duckdale, and Rick Peterson's not here. He's probably working tonight, which is good. And that's part of it right there. I'd like to congratulate the fellow inductees. You guys saw, you got a record that speaks for itself. And you're an asset to the industry. and I hope I follow in your footsteps and do the same thing. Next, I'd like to introduce my wife of 50 years. She's put up with a lot. My wife, Mary Lynn. I always told her if I would have gave her a gun when she got married, she'd be out for good behavior by now. My daughter Susie and her husband O'Neary from Chicago. My granddaughter Maggie, my grandson David, my grandson PJ. My daughter Kristen, her husband Mike Stolarski. They got two little guys, they're not here, Philip and Tommy, and they're pistols. Next, I'd like to introduce my son Ryan, my partner. His wife Steph, I think she had to leave. I want to make one comment. She looked very nice with that beard on there, you know. Very well groomed. When you have a good business and you know, it's a mom and pop business and 50 years in the business, you know, you have to be doing some things right. But the only reason you're doing it right is because you have good people working for you. And I have very good people and all the way through, and I want to thank them for putting their time in. But there's one in particular, Kara Hagan. I want you to stand up. Kara's been my right-hand person. She calls all the shots for me. She tells me what to do, and I appreciate it. When I first got into business, I had a young salesman call on me, and he ends up in the Hall of Fame before I do. I've been in with Gene Pace, and I want to thank Gene for everything he's done for me. And I don't think he's here, but if you are, stand up and take a bow. You're really an asset to the industry. I got into business in 1968. It was kind of a little deal. It was when I was in college, I was working for a man by the name of Tony Cuccinero. And Tony's not around anymore, but he's the owner of Anthony's, and he used to own the Playmaker Lounge. And when we were 21 years old, we were looking for a place to water down. He ended up hiring me on Sundays only. And the place got pretty, where I was there for about 10 years, watering down every night, single, until 28. And then in 1968, we bought the Playmaker Lounge. It was a man by the name of Bob McCormick and I. And Bob he's having some health problems. He couldn't make it tonight. But I bought the bar in August. In November, we got married. So we're 50 years in both businesses. Very nice. Thank you. Now, the bar down on Leavenworth Street, Playmaker, it was quite a place. You know, it was on Leavenworth, and that's probably before the interstate was around. And you know, we caught a lot of people coming home, you know, going back and forth to work. And the first night we opened up, I have a little story to tell you. We had a girl come in and order a grasshopper. And we're looking at grasshopper. We were rookies in the business. And my partner, he was a smoker. And we're looking around for a lid to the blender. You know, we can't find a lid to the blender. Looking on the floor and all over. And all of a sudden, the waitress says, "Tiger, look here." Well, my partner, the top of the blender was black, right? Well, he must have 15 cigarettes put out on it. So we told him grasshoppers were out of season. There were a lot of good things, you know, that happened in the 60s when I was in the business. This industry had no sales tax then, which was very nice. A lot of loose money in your hands. And then We had no sales tax, and we were selling tap beer for 15 cents a draw, quarter for a pint, and you were buying a keg of beer for $11.75. And you know what it is now? It's a little higher than that. Everything's a little higher than that. But it was a very good ride in those days at the Playmaker. Then in 1975, I moved out to 72nd Military and opened up Tiger Tom's, and I was there till right around 1990 some, and I got a little note in the mail saying your lease is gone. You had 2 months to get out of there. So, I'm kind of devastated. I didn't know what I was going to do with myself, I thought maybe just right out in the sunset. But I had my ranger come to my rescue. I got a phone call from a guy, and he said, you're not getting out of this business, and I'm going to be your attorney. And I said, be my attorney? I said, I don't want any of the business. He said, well, I'm going to charge you. He said, I'm going to charge you accordingly. He said, when you get that next bar, he said, I'm charging you a 6-pack. And Tim, will you stand up? Tim Hall, good friend of mine. Did I ever tell you? So needless to say, we bought the bar around the corner, and we're living happily ever after there. My son has got a nice job there, and he's going to take it over before long, and I'm going to hang around and kind of pop popcorn or get out of the way and see if they let me come in every day. But it's been a great ride, and I have nothing but good things to say about the industry, and I hope I've been an asset of the industry, and thank you for everything.